Hi students, let's continue with the next program of recursion to calculate x raised to the power y. X raised to the power y. Program is to calculate x raised to the power y. Example, if x is 2, y is 3, it means 2 into 2 into 2 equal to 8, that is 2 raised to power 3 equal to 8. That we have to calculate like power function of math class. But here we are working only on integer values. So here I have made one function power, two variables int x and y. So we have to calculate x raised to power y. From the main we will call like this, calling the function power here, passing two values 2, 3, it means we have to calculate 2 raised to power 3. So finally the result will be stored in variable p, finally it will be printed. Now how it works? Try to understand the working of this function. So we are passing 2, 3. So x is 2, y is 3. Condition is false. Why if y equal to 0? Because we have to make a loop, iteration. So first y is 3, next time 3 minus 1 2, next time 2 minus 1 1, next time 1 minus 1 0. Finally it will become 0. So when y will become 0, it will return 1 and 1 multiplied by 2. Suppose try to understand. If I pass just 2, 0. So you know very well 2 raised to power 0 is 1. So if you pass 2, 0, x is 2, y is 0. So if y is 0, we have to return 1. So 1 will be returned here. Now suppose if we pass 2 raised to power 1, first x is 2, y will be 1. So condition is false. So it means 2 multiplied by function call with x will remain 2 and 1 minus 1 0. So again 2, 0. When y will become 0, it will return 1 here and 1 into 2, 2. Finally it will return 2. 2 raised to power 1 is 2. Okay, now try to understand the working with these two values 2, 3. Now how it will work? So to make you understand, I am drawing the same function here 3 more times, the same function. Static int power, same function. If y is 0, return 1, else return x, multiply the function call, same. And one more time, static int power, int x, int y, condition if y equal to 0, return 1, else return x multiply by the function call x comma y minus 1. So same function, this one I have made 3 times, first, second and third. 3 more times. Now to make you understand just only, otherwise you have to make only this function. This is one function is enough. Now we are passing power, calling the function power by passing 2 and 3. So in the beginning x is 2, y is 3. Now condition is false, y is not 0. So else will execute. So here you write 2 into the function call. Function call means you have to pass 2, y is 3 here, 3 minus 1, 2. So function will be called from here. Suppose this is a function second memory block, this function. So here value of x will remain 2, but value of y will be 2. Here it was 3, but in second function call it will be 2. Again condition is false, same process, 2 multiply by the function call, x will remain 2, 2 minus 1, 1. So here function will be called. So suppose this is the next memory block. So here 2 comma 1 means x will be 2, I am writing here, and y will be 1. So again condition is false, else will execute x2 multiply by the function call by passing 2 comma 1 minus 1 is now 0. So this is the last function call for this block where x will be 2 but y will be 0. So when y is 0 it will return 1 to this function because this function is called. This function is called by this statement. So 1 will be returned to this function call and 1 multiply 2. Finally 2 1 ja 2 will be returned to this function call. Okay. Then 2 2 ja 4, 4 will be returned to this function call. And 4 2 ja 8, finally 8 will be returned to the main function. And p will become 8. This is 2 raised to power 3, that is 8. Now next program is how to check the input number is prime number or not. But you should know what are prime numbers. Already known recursive method I had already explained you in the previous lectures. Here is using recursive technique. But again I am going to explain you non-recursive technique. Just pay attention. You know very well prime numbers are those which are having 2 factors, or we can say that the number which is not divisible from 2 to n divided by 2. See here, this is non-recursive program. Just to make you explain, just to for the revision sake, static boolean check is the function n is any number. If n is 1, it will return false. This is the return type is boolean. We will return true if the number is prime, otherwise false if it is not prime. So number is n. If number is 1, we will return false because 1 is not prime number. But if it is other than 1, then this loop will execute. Example, if the number is suppose 11, we will start from 2 to half. We will check 11 by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5. But 11 will not be divided by any of these. So it is a prime number. So we are checking here. N is suppose 11 is not divided by 2, not divided by 3, 4 and 5. So afterwards it will come out of the loop, it will return true. So 11 is a prime number. Another example, if it is 25. First condition is false, loop is from 2 to 12, 25 upon 2. 25 is not divided by 2, not divided by 3, not divided by 4, but divided by 5 and it will return false. 25 is not a prime number. Now this is non-recursive. Same program we will make with the help of recursive technique. Now come this side. This is one class primes from here to here. Here is a main function public static void main. I have written PSVM, public static void main, string arguments. In Java generally we write this. So here I have just called this function. It will return true or false. If it is true, then we will print prime. If it is false, print not prime. So according to this logic, 1 for 1 there is a special condition. Same condition I have put here. If n is 1, return false. So I am passing 11 comma 2. Why I have passed 2? 11 is a number which we have to check whether it is a prime or not. 2 is the divisor. Like this. From 2 we have to start whether the number is divided by 2, 3, 4 and so on. That's why we have to pass 2 from here. So 11 is the number and D is 2. Divisor. So first of all, n is not 1, so return false, will not execute. Next, D, divisor. 2 is greater than the half of 11. 11 of half is 5. 2 is not greater. So 11 is divided by 2? No. Now come here and function, recursive function will be called from here by passing the same number 11, but 2 plus 1, 3. So in second call, it will be 11, 3. Same process. 3 is not greater than the half of 11. 11 is not divided by 3. Again it will be called 11 comma 4. Next time again, n is not 4. 4 is not greater than the half of 11. 11 is not divided by 4. Come here, call 11 comma 5. So when d is 5, 11 upon 2 is just half. Okay, even you can also write only greater than. Just you can write greater, don't write equal to, write here greater than, because we have to check with one more number. Okay, so again 11 is d is 5 here, 5 is not greater than just half. So again check, 11 is divided by 5. No, so call with 11 comma 6. The last call will be 11 and 6. N is not 1. 6 is greater than the half of 11. Yes, that is 5. 6 is greater than 5. So it will return true, because we have checked 11 by 2, 3, 4, 5. So when d will become 6, come after the function, it will start backtracking. It will return true, 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 and true. Finally, true will come here and it will be printed prime. This is the recursive function. But one more thing I would like to explain you. In this function, we have to pass one number. This number we can either using scanner class we can input or through parameter, but it is must to pass 2, the divisor, which is not good to pass 2 every time. So we can make one more function. We should pass only one number from here. We should not pass 2, the divisor, because this function we have to provide to the user, and user will enter only one number, whether it is prime or not. He should not know whether he has to pass 2 or not. So he has to pass only single number. So I am just making one more function here. Static boolean is prime, the number and the only the number we will pass this time. Not we will not pass anything, only number will pass, and we will call this function boolean k equal to, the function name is check n comma 2, and finally we will return k. Instead of storing in k, we can also write return check. This we return check we can also write, but I have split this single statement into 2 parts. Okay, k will be either true or false when we call the check function from here. Suppose we are passing 11, so this time we will not pass 2. What we will do, we will pass only one number. 11 will be passed here, so check function, and in place of check, now what we have to call, one more thing, we have to call here is prime, is prime function. So control will transfer here, and from here it will transfer to this function. So here only one value you have to pass, so we have to provide only this function to the user, is prime. 11 will be passed here, 11 comma 2 will be passed further, and it will return true or false to here, and finally here. This way we can do little adjustment. This is the program to check input number is prime or not. That's all.